Going live. We're live. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I know we haven't been live for a long time, but it's okay. A lot of things have been going around with us, huh?
I know, life happens.
I know. So how has your job been?
So things are ramping up, to say the least. Everything is because I'm Dr. Kanisha, so I'm a pharmacist by trade, and then sell part-time on eBay. So all the numbers are going back up. There's about 20 COVID cases now, or whatever, with this Delta variant, and we were down to one patient.
One?
2 weeks ago, and then now it's up to 20. So it's getting busy. Friday night was, let's say I needed some ice cream afterwards. Okay. I was like, Jesus, I need some ice cream. So it's so busy, so crazy. And one by one, people are coming in and they've actually rolled back the visitors too. So how about you?
So I wasn't getting really a lot of hours out in the field as a nurse. You know, I'm a home health nurse, so I drive to people's homes, and our census has kind of dropped. Then we started to get a couple of COVID cases, and so I applied for an assistant manager position and didn't get it. They said they went with someone that was more qualified, which is not true, but whatever.
You're like, no. Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah. So I applied at, my company has several offices. So I applied at an office that's closer to my house, and they have a position that's non-nursing, but it's working from home. Okay. The pay is less, but sometimes you have to take a step back to take a step forward. So I am starting that new position next Monday.
So it's non-nursing. What does that mean?
I'm going to be a scheduler. So I schedule. Okay. Yeah. So I schedule the nurses, their schedules, which is kind of a stressful job. Because, you don't have enough. Yeah. And I'll be working
with their schedule too, right?
Huh?
So I said deal with their home personal schedule and how to get them to the job so they could do the job.
Yeah, and it's every weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from home.
Okay.
So that's not that bad. But it's going to open it up for, I think, my business to really, I'm not driving all over the place. I'm not driving from home to home. I love nursing, don't get me wrong, because you have to to be in the medical field, you have to have a passion. People don't just become a nurse. Oh, I want to become a nurse because it pays so well. It doesn't pay so well, number one. And you really have to love your passion in the medical field. Like, you don't do it for fun. Know what I mean?
A lot of times it's really not that fun. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Really
so you really have to enjoy it and love it, and something that you really want to do. But I just find it's harder and harder to stay being a nurse. It's harder and harder and harder. Making money
in the medical field generally, right?
Yeah.
It's harder and harder to now interview too.
Yes.
I feel like, because then you're just if, like you said, if your head's not in the game anymore and you're not feeling as passionate about it anymore, it makes it difficult to then convince another employer that you want to work there.
Yeah. You don't say you have that I don't give a shit type of attitude, but you have that. If it's hard, if that's hard to explain, you know what I mean? Because my sales on Poshmark, I know you left Poshmark. I'm trying to get you to come back though, girl.
Nope. At least
Posh VA, you're missing out. I'm telling you. Every day I have $100 in sales.
Wow. And girl, I told you I've pretty much sold everything that was even on Poshmark. On eBay.
I have one listing on eBay.
Wow.
Literally, you left Poshmark for eBay, and I left eBay for Poshmark. Girl. But I have bought a lot of stuff to list on eBay. I just haven't listed it yet. So
right, have been. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think we're $490 on eBay. So
good. That's good though.
I'm a tortoise, definitely. So I guess what we want to talk about today, because now we've already really kicked it off with talking about our jobs and things like that. And I wanted to talk about like really the benefits and I guess the disadvantages too of trying to work a full-time job and be a reseller. So this might go in a few different directions, but we're going to kind of see how it goes. We're going to play it by ear a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's say we start with the benefits, because so the benefits of having a full-time job with reselling, what would you say? If you could think of a few things where you're like, okay, how does this benefit me to keep a full-time job while I'm reselling?
Knowing that if you lose your full-time job, you have a backup plan, a plan B. It may not pay all your bills, but you're not going to be like destitute. I think when the whole pandemic blown up, and if I didn't have all those listings on eBay, didn't have a plan B, I always knew I needed a plan B.
Right.
And so I would say the benefits of working both is like you have something, having multiple streams of income, I think in this day and age is just a plus. You should not rely on your 9-to-5 career job to pay your bills. Always have other things that are in the works or other things that you are working on to bring in more money, because working in 9-to-5 is not the only way to make money nowadays.
Right.
It just isn't.
It just isn't, right? And people have proven that, right? On YouTube and reselling, things like that. And I totally agree with you, because it's funny. I try to kind of push my coworkers a little bit too, because their mindsets are totally just like, this is my job. This is it. This is all I've got. And I'm like, so if they come in here and either shut the place down because they say, okay, you know what? This hospital's not doing that well. We've got 8 other hospitals. It's a wash. How are you going to feed your family? Because you were relying on this one income.
People are very narrow.
Yes.
People are very followers.
Yeah, they can only focus
on enough leaders like in life, you know. I've never been a follower. I've always been like a leader. So for me, it's kind of like easier for me to do like my own thing or just to like walk away. You know what I mean?
Everybody's trying to figure out, they're like, so what are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm not really divulging all my everything, okay? Point blank. But I'm like, hey, look, I guess it sounds bad, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get caught with my pants down. You know what I mean?
Right. And I just did a reel on Instagram about success. It's uncomfortable. You're usually alone. You usually lose a lot of friends. You don't have a cheerleaders, like,
because they don't get you.
Family does not understand. Why don't you just go back to work and get a job? When you're successful in business, people just don't understand. They don't get it.
Okay, because their brains are employed, right? My dad calls it an employee mindset.
Right. So you know you're going the right way when your personal life basically kind of takes a. I'm telling you. No, but I'm telling you, like when you have a lot of haters, you have a lot of people. That's success is uncomfortable. It's not roses and peaches and cream and all that.
What are you doing? I don't understand why you're getting this extra income for this. And I call it sticking things in my back pocket. And like some stuff may not make a ton of money, but I'm like, but if something goes down, I can go and work and get paid tomorrow.
Right.
You know, that's what we need to be able to do. Go and get paid tomorrow. So yeah, that's a big benefit of having that full-time job.
And to like, you can't lose your job and then jump on eBay and make thousands of dollars a week. It doesn't work that way. It takes years and a lot of months to build up your store, your reviews, your listings.
Right.
So yeah, so you and I have been selling for like a long time. So if we lost our jobs, we could divulge into reselling and really build it up pretty quickly because we were already in the game, if that makes any sense.
Right. Because everybody else, they would basically be looking at us to say, well, what do we do now? They were like, you've been saying, because I've been saying literally straight up, no fluff, nothing, which is crazy in the work environment. But I'm like, you need to get an LLC. You need to figure out what you're going to do beyond this if something goes down here and you no longer have a job. Because honestly, it doesn't matter how hard you work, how many hours extra you stay, you're not guaranteed. Hey, Lawanda.
Hey.
You're new to Poshmark. That's awesome. Jennifer's doing well on Poshmark.
Yes.
So, but yeah, you really have to be mindful of those streams of income. I was thinking too that if you have a full-time job, that means you also have that starter income to, let's say, fund. So LaWanda could fund her Poshmark store initially. So you could say, okay, you know what? For my full-time job, I have this $1,000 or $2,000 to put into the inventory.
Right.
You know, because with what am I thinking? When you don't have a full-time job, sometimes you're like, okay, so where's the money going to come from?
Right.
You end up trying to start selling things in your home to flip that, and then you end up having to use the money that you are that you're profiting rather than being able to save it, right? So that's something else too. Because basically you can let the money flow into the account. If you have a full-time job, you could say, okay, bills are already paid with this full-time job, so any money that comes from reselling could just flow into the business account rather than having to, okay, I need to pay the light bill, so I have to use some of this profit if I don't have a full-time job. So definitely.
Yeah.
So LaWanda, how many items do you have up on Poshmark right now?
We have to get you back to Poshmark. That's my goal.
Oh, LaWanda, she wants to get me back to Poshmark. I don't know if I can do it. I'm tired. That's one of the disadvantages of also full-time work and reselling. You are freaking tired, okay?
Yeah.
Because you were burning the
people think that selling used clothing is easy. It's not. It's like a lot of work. I was gonna ask you, do you put measurements? 48, that's good. Do you
that's a good start.
Do you put measurements on your listings on eBay?
Because girl, I remember I told you I was doing all the things, the waist, the rise, the blah blah.
Poshmark, I don't.
Well, and then on Poshmark, that was nice that I wasn't doing that. But then now with eBay, I've stopped, but I use my new reseller ruler. That thing, I literally just lay it out, put it on the waist, put it on the length and the chest, take that picture, and I'm done. I'm no longer like basically scribing it or whatever, copying it from my notebook to the listing anymore. So it's great. Take that picture, go. So yeah, so that's, it's been really helpful. It makes it listing a lot faster.
Wow.
A lot faster. So I'm excited about that for sure. Let's see. So other benefits you think having a full-time job with reselling? There are other things.
I think the potential to make unlimited income. I have a YouTube video on that, on how to make unlimited income on Poshmark or basically any reselling website. You know, you have the potential to make whatever you want, but I think when you first become a reseller, it's always good to invest any profit everything back into your business.
Right.
I'm just now like making a little bit of profit to myself.
Yeah.
I'm like dividing, like if I make 1,000, I'll keep 500 and put 500 back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just now, but I wouldn't be able to even get there if I didn't at the beginning reinvest everything. So if I made 300 went right back.
Right.
You know, I'm very picky about what I'm selling on Poshmark. Has to be a high dollar amount, you know,
to make it worth it. Because wait, how many years have you been reselling again?
Since 2016.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's right. That's right. I think I started.
Yeah. And then I started eBay first.
Okay.
And then I jumped to Poshmark, and now I did sign up for Vendu.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I did. So I do plan to go to all other platforms, because any day Poshmark can close, any day eBay can close, and you know, so you want to have multiple streams of income. So you don't just want to stick to one.
It's true. And it's a big risk by me just being on eBay. It's a risk because you could literally get what is it? Your store shut down for a few days, and traffic.
Like I have on Poshmark, how I got banned.
Could easily get shut down, and then just a few of those little shutdowns, and you could be shut down permanently. It's crazy, but it's life, unfortunately. So yeah, it's taking a big risk. So I guess that's another instance where the eBay store gets shut down. You're like, okay, I still have the full-time job to fall back on. You know, like you kind of go back and forth with it. I was thinking too that I had heard that, what was it like? If almost like the most, well, I don't know if that's really like completely true, but like the most, I guess, maybe like process driven and like efficient people are like the parents and then people who have full-time jobs, because the time is so limited, if that makes sense.
Right.
So you're trying to utilize the little time you do have so efficiently because you're like, okay, I only have 2 hours a day. So you time block or whatever the case may be in order to try to, you know, to use that time as wisely as you can. Because I don't know, because I wonder how, so if you had 8 hours a day to do your reselling, how efficient would you be? How much would you really be able to get done? Because you know, hey, I've got all day. And for me, I literally have 2 hours in the morning and that's it. The rest of the day is shot because I don't get home till, let's say, 11 p.m. at night. So depending on the day, right? So if I don't get up in the morning and handle business, the day's a wash.
Wow.
So you really have to be like, boom, boom, 8 to 10, doing this, boom, boom, you know?
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's the thought process, I guess, you know, being really efficient and really just process driven. And then I always hear daily refinement talk about timing yourself, you know, really finding out how long does it take me to list? And how long does it take me to, you know, take my photos and things like that? So, yeah.
Are you going to eBay Open? It's online.
No.
No?
No, I'm going to list during eBay Open. Girl.
Yeah, I don't know about Posh Fest. I do not want to go to Florida. I don't want to go to a Republican state. No.
You're so silly.
It's so, I've never been to Florida ever in my life.
Florida is nice though. And that Delta variant.
Never been there, never been to Palm Beach, never been to, never, you know.
Running rampant there.
Beaches are here in California. They're all the same shit, sand and water. It is not different in a whole other state. It's just,
that sand is better.
It's humid over there in Florida. There's alligators and stuff that chopping up people and chopping up, you know, at Disney World, some little boy got eaten by the alligator. I'm like, damn.
Wow. Oh, Luana said she has a full-time job. Luana, what's your full-time job working from home? What's that?
Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know about Posh Fest. I'm just so caught.
I bet you no one's going though now, since it's in Florida and it's
not.
Like
I don't think. I mean, there's still tickets available, which is pretty odd because usually it sells out.
But people aren't like, I wouldn't be falling over myself at this exact moment trying to go to a group
to travel.
Yeah. And in Florida where they're saying the COVID thing is running rampant, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm kind of like, I'm good, you know? No.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see some disadvantages of being full-time and reselling.
I think time management.
Girl, that's like huge. Well, the exhaustion and the time management.
Yeah, the time management, because it's 40 hours a week to your job. And then you only have a certain amount of hours in a week, in a day.
It's the same amount as everybody else.
It's hard to make it productive.
Yeah.
You know, so most businesses do not make any profit for the first 5 years. So you're selling for like 5 years. And I mean, that's any business.
Right.
In general. You know, you need to build it up. It takes like 5 years of like, so that's why people take out business loans. They take out, you know, stuff like that. So I'm hitting almost my 4th year. So that's why I'm seeing a little bit of profit now.
That makes sense.
You know, first, you know, first coming in, because I'm getting like, oh, okay, now I know what to get. I know what to purchase. I know what's selling. Like I'm really good on brand names. I'm really, you know,
that's good.
Did you buy one of Nicole State's merch boxes?
I didn't know. Even though I followed, you didn't either. Okay. I followed her process, which was really cool to see.
I haven't jumped into wholesaling because when you get it to your home, the average, in my opinion, everybody does their business different, but in my opinion, wholesale, you're only going to double your money. So if you buy the items for $10, don't expect to get more than 20. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
There's not a huge profit margin, in my opinion.
And then, so what's the point exactly?
I think it's there are items that you can go higher, but I would say the minimum is to double. You're getting, I mean, good inventory sent to your home. You don't have to go out and source. So people that are working full time, it cuts out a lot of time for them because you're not going around looking for all this merchandise. It's coming right to your door. You're expecting it. You're expecting this. You know exactly how much that you're going to get. And it's quick flips. quick.
Gotcha.
So it averages out. Are you going to go out and try to thrift and find all this stuff, or do you want to send directly to your home? People that live in certain cities are not going to find.
Right. Don't even have access.
Yeah. It's going to take forever. So it's easier to go and get wholesale shipped straight to your home.
That does make sense.
I mean, I live in California. Am I going to find that stuff? Probably. Will it take me time? Probably. Will Goodwill mark it up?
And will you have the time is the question, right?
Exactly. How long is it really going to give me to get it for time? You know what I mean?
Time. Yeah.
So wholesale is really good to cut off on that time for a full-time reseller that works and does this part-time.
And you're right though, because that's a big disadvantage is the time part too. Because I know that I'm finding that right now I'm not finding as many items as I would like. Let's say even when I go to the bins, but it's because the time that I wish they were open till 8 p.m. because when I get off at 3 p.m. I literally they're closed at 6. So I have about 2.5-ish hours to try to find as much as I can. And so it's hard though, right? When you're literally trying to handpick every single item with whatever time you have that's within the hours that the place is actually still open, when the bins are open, and then after you've completed your 8.5 hours at work.
Right.
So the time is it's big, and I'm seeing it more and more every day. So I was
now, do you work every weekend?
I don't. I work every third weekend.
Okay.
So which is at least good. But then it's
are you listing on the weekends?
I do usually list. I list every day.
Okay.
So yeah, at least I try to, because I'm just like, okay, I'll end up putting it off is what I'm thinking, because I'm like, if I don't list every day and I don't make it like an everyday activity, I'm be like, okay, it's been 6 days. It's okay. Whatever. And I'm like, well, no sales will come from that. That's what I know. So, and the time is so minimal. So it'll be easy to skip it because you got 12 other things you're trying to do too. So,
how is your sister's stuff going that you're selling for her?
That's right. So we're doing a consignment thing with my sister. I have not sold anything of hers yet, even though she's had some pretty good stuff, lots of blazers and jackets and stuff like that. But it's only been maybe about a week or two. So, but I'm expecting, because she had a lot of Victoria's Secret stuff too, and bras, and so I'm assuming within the next few weeks, those stuff will start selling. But
watch out with putting Victoria's Secret in the titles on eBay. They're getting bumped off of eBay. You're getting in trouble of using the word Victoria's Secret or lingerie connected with Victoria's Secret. For some reason, they're
lingerie with Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, there was one girl on Instagram that had a bustier of Victoria's Secret. She put it on auction for like $10. It reached over $800. Yes. Yes. What? Some type of vintage Victoria's Secret lingerie. Who would wear that used? Literally.
Interesting.
I don't sell underwear or anything. I can't do that. No. I'm good. No.
You're like, that's yeah, because you're not really supposed to be, are you? But I guess they allow you to. Interesting. So no lingerie with Victoria's Secret. Okay.
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, let's see. One said, a nonprofit called Educational First Steps. Child care owners virtually. That's cool.
That is cool.
That's
my mom used to be a teacher, so she retired.
Yeah. So. Mine too. Mentor and train child care owners. That's really cool. But so that's interesting.
You're doing good on YouTube. My God, you're getting followers. That one
random video. Girl, I didn't even know what to say. I'm like, I literally had 20 subscribers. Went from 20 to 300 something on this one video. Only saying that I quit Poshmark. I didn't think it was going to be some kind of, but as we said, it proves what you could really do, with just 1 or 2 videos. So I'm like, just think if we were able to do that a few times a year, and you never know what'll spark interest for people, right? Because let's say, right? Because I think, what was it? Poshmark came out with the changes, right? So Poshmark would just have to come out with some more random changes, and all of our Poshmark videos will probably start shooting up in numbers again. Which is really cool.
Yep. And then try to do a video, or have you got into affiliate marketing?
I put some links and things like that in my descriptions. So I
Have
guess
you got any hits?
not that I have seen, not that I have seen, because all of them are like Amazon.
I was shocked. I've been putting my Posher VA referral link, and 7 people signed up.
Really? Okay. Yes. Can I ask how much they came out to? That's awesome.
I don't get paid yet until they become a paid member.
Okay, but 7 people sign up off of the link. That's good. So that means that they're in your descriptions looking at what's down there.
Yes, because Posher VA, I'm telling you, you sign up and it's free for 7 days. So they let you try it.
Okay.
And then if they sign up and then want to keep it. Yeah.
That's very interesting. That is cool though. That's really good.
Yeah.
People are lurking down there. That's where you want them to lurk, right? And like right before we get to the holidays and stuff, we're gonna really have to beef up the stuff down there.
I also have an Amazon store. People have been clicking on there. They haven't bought anything yet, but they've
been clicking and seeing what you have in there. That's good. I don't even know if I know how to check your analytics for that to see how many people are clicking and that kind of thing and signing up. I don't know if I know how to do that.
And then my video of I'm not monetized and it's been a year. It did really bad at the beginning. Like
at the beginning?
Bad. Yes. Like no one, and now it's starting to pick up.
Okay.
It's very, very weird. Yeah. But and then the one where I made $600 on Poshmark in 1 hour.
That was doing really well.
That's doing really well.
Yeah, because like Luana just started, there's a host of other people, right? Just starting. So everybody wants to figure out how they can make cash flow fast on there.
Yep.
So it makes sense. Makes sense. That's good though. That's really good. Because yeah, I saw it because you went up from like 200, what was it, 280 something?
Yeah.
To well over 300. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. But you post a lot of videos recently. I was like, dang, Jennifer.
Yeah, I know.
You were really in there. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Are you gonna do Thriftmas one video every day?
I hadn't really thought about it, but it's kind of like, why not? You know what I mean? Because you're like, it can't hurt you, I wouldn't think. It can only help because people will just be waiting to see, what you do every day during this time.
Right.
Luana said, yes, she watched it today.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. Thank you. Yeah.
I appreciate you hanging out, Luana.
Yeah.
Luana, can you tell us like so you have a full-time job and working from home is good. So any like big benefits or disadvantages you've seen while trying to do full-time work and then reselling too? Man, I feel like there's so much other stuff. So what do we say? So disadvantages. So
what about medical benefits?
Yeah.
That's one that I think a lot of people stay at their jobs because of the medical benefits, but that shouldn't stop anyone. Like you should just 401k, all that retirement crap.
Yeah. And it's like staying in a job you don't really like or not passionate about for the benefits, it seems. But yeah, I hear that a lot. I really do too.
Yeah.
And now it's
yeah, like this weekend, my husband and I were looking to buy me a car, and we want to pay it in cash. And we went to a car dealership, and the guy was telling us that our down payment of $20,000 doesn't mean anything.
What? It's $20,000. What does it mean? So you laughed at him, I'm assuming?
I got up and told him, okay, you won't get 10 cents then. Bye.
You said, we can go somewhere else. So you're like, how many dealerships are there?
Exactly.
Somebody doesn't mean anything. What? Like, you can buy a car with $20,000. So he must be special. Like, what? Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, but wait, what did you do? I was going to say something. What did you just say before that?
About
I really forgot.
Medical benefits?
Oh, yes, medical benefits. I really agree. And that's been a big thing that people have been, I guess, talking to me about too. Because everybody's like, well, if one day you do leave your job, what are you going to do for medical benefits? And I'm just like, that's not like the end all be all, people. But I guess in people's brains, just like they can't even think or fathom about having like other jobs besides their 9 to 5 and other streams of income, they just cannot fathom not having traditional insurance from their job. So I'm like, there's like health ministry co-op kind of things. There's so many, like doing the marketplace insurance. There's so many other options that aren't necessarily like $1,200 Cobra options.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there really are some different options these days. But
and
really
I think leaving your full-time job to do your business is not a norm. Like when people say, what do you do? Oh, I resell. What? Then you have to go into that whole explanation. You know, people don't really understand, you know, like, why would you leave being a nurse to go sell used clothing on, you know, online? It's kind of like, why don't you try being a nurse? Like, are you a nurse? Well, no. Okay. So go be a nurse and then let me know. Because first of all, going to nursing school, if 100 people apply, only 50 get in. Out of the 50 that get in, less than 25 pass.
Yep.
After the 25 that pass, less than 10 pass to take the state test to actually be licensed. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's true. And LaWanda says she has a 6-year-old son. And one of the medical benefits is for me and my son. Yeah, it's very hard to,
especially if you have kids. Yeah.
Especially like if you have kids, it's very hard to like up and leave that. We've been so trained of that security, you know what I mean? I think that the millennials, we saw, because our parents were the baby boomers. So we saw them get a job, work for 30 years, get a good pension, retire, get Social Security, that nice secure pension. And now that's what they're getting. And the millennials like us, that's not working for us. You can't get a job as a millennial, work 30 years, get a good pension. There is no good pension no more. Jobs don't come with good pensions no more. Jobs don't come with good 401k.
So our brains still kind of want it though. Like we want the security, the full security and saying that we can have this job for 30 years and it's not there.
A lot of people think that you're supposed to like work for 30 years and get a good pension. No.
And then you just retire nicely and get, you know, some monthly income coming in. And and I come to even find out as a pharmacist where I'm like, okay, I thought you could retire at 65 in your pharmacist position. Come to find out, once you hit your 50s, they're like, okay, you can go now. We're ready for the 20-something-year-olds to come on in. Because they're fresh there. They can pay them less. They can, you know, mold them into whoever they want them to be as an employee. And when you're 50, they can't train you to do nothing. Okay.
Right.
What you're going to do is what you're going to do.
Right.
So it's much different. So yeah, that's a big thing. So the quote unquote benefit of saying full-time work is, it's security, the stability of it all. Right. And then the insecurity of the fluctuations of reselling. Because you really don't, and it's almost like you just don't know if it'll be even close to the same per month at all.
Right.
And I know that I hear sometime on Daily Refinement that he says that he can kind of make it more consistent if he's listing the same number of listings every day. So if he lists 250, he can kind of get a guess after maybe about a year or so, he'll start to sell 250 a day. But sometimes that's
just sell something on Poshmark. And you know what? I haven't listed on Poshmark for 3 months.
Really?
Not one thing.
Surprising. Wow.
And I shortened my listings from 900 to 250, and I've been selling every day. Exactly.
900 to girl. I don't even understand. Okay.
Poshmark VA. It is in my link.
Girl, go click this girl's link. Okay. Go to
my YouTube channel and watch how I made $600 on Poshmark.
That would be
in 1 hour.
Because I've only heard about it, but I haven't really checked into Poshmark VA. But girl, like I said, I don't even buy things that people will even usually, what's the word? Yeah, buy things that will even sell on Poshmark. You know what I mean? But it took me a while to realize that. Like, Kanisha, your store that you created on Poshmark are not really things that sell on Poshmark. You know what I mean? Right. They sell on eBay, but because it's a completely different market.
Yeah. And I've been on Poshmark since 2018. Guess how much I made last month on Poshmark? 0.
Really?
Not
0 on Poshmark last month.
I did not sell not one thing.
That's weird.
This month, I'm hitting close to 2,000.
Wow. Insane.
So I really want to do more videos on how I went from selling 0 last month. Absolutely not one item. And I had 900 listings last month.
Were you Posture VA last month or you were not? You did?
Yes, I just signed up in the first and like the last week of last month.
Okay.
But I deleted like so many listings. I curated my closet. That's one thing that people have to really do with Poshmark closets. It's curated. All Saint jacket. I had one that sold immediately. I listed it for 100. It sold within 2 hours.
Wow, I can imagine.
You really have to know your brands on Poshmark.
Yeah, know those brands and really know the current style, right? And that trend that's out. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, it's like I could see myself, like I feel like I'm a little up on the brands and stuff. I'm sure I have to do way more research than I probably do.
Right.
But then to stay on the trend too, I literally, like, even when going to the bins, my brain does not do that. I'm really like a 60-something-year-old person or whatever in this 30-something-year-old body. Because what I buy is for that target market, and that target market is not necessarily on Poshmark. So it makes it a little difficult for me.
Right.
But I'm glad that you're doing well in there. I'm really glad.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like my third sale. That's like my third sale today. I get like daily sales.
Oh, that's awesome.
Posture VA shares your closet. It is a bot.
Okay.
For anybody who has like a nervous breakdown, it is again.
And it does
turned in service. I always tell people that,
It does offers too. So shares your closet and
shares your closet. So if somebody likes your item, you can program it to send an offer within 5 minutes. So when someone likes my item, I send them an offer of 50% off. You have to send a drastic offer. Like, you can't be this little 10%, 30% off. No. If they like an item for $100 and I'm offering it 50, guess what? It's going to sell. You know, how much did I pay for that item? $5? Yes, I'm going to take that $50 offer.
Yeah, and run.
So I keep my costs very low, but I keep my cost of goods very high. I keep my profit margin really high.
Really high. Yeah, and I'm still working on that. Like, I'm still able to keep it super low while shopping at the bins, $1 or $2, but I still need to work on, I think I'm doing okay with definitely keeping it over that $20 to $25 mark, but even higher than that would be even better, right?
Yeah.
Because then that business account grows much more quickly.
Yes.
Right? So it makes sense. So it still takes some time though, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Interesting. So, all right. Anything else we want to add? Benefits and disadvantages to a full-time job and reselling.
Let me go to the bathroom and I'll be right back.
Okay.
So how do I think right?
No, okay. Lawanda, okay. So it's me and you. So let's see. So, okay, we were talking about insurance. I remember that. So yeah, it would be hard if I had a son. It would be. Because then you're right, I'm thinking more about him and his needs than my own. So me being, single, it's kind of like, if I left without the insurance, it would be okay, But yeah, it's hard. And then reselling is it's so different month to month. You really just don't know. And if you have to continually take out money to pay the bills, the light bill, the mortgage, things like that, it makes it hard. And what Jennifer was saying is that you don't see profit to that 5-year mark. I hear that all the time. And which is why most people, I think, quit, right? Because 5 years is a long time to stick with something, a long time to be consistent with something and to not be seeing profit. That would be a long time. And I really hear 7 to 10 years if you're really looking to make, let's say, similar income to your current full-time job. And I'm like, almost a decade? That's insane. It is. You're back.
Yes. Sorry about that. How to go to the bathroom.
Adding to that part about what you were saying for the 5-year mark, about saying that you didn't really see profit till about that 5-year mark. And I'm like, the 7 to 10 year, though, I've heard that's when you finally get that almost like the expertise title where you start to make income maybe closer to your full-time job.
Yeah, if you've seen Nicole State, she, you know, quit and went full-time hardcore. And she's been selling for what, 5-6 years, and she's seeing huge profits, but her profit probably started within about the second year of her really, you know.
Because it depends on the person, right? Too.
Yeah.
It really does.
Everyone's profit margin is different. Everyone, you know I need to make 10,000 a month in sales to quit my job. And that's another thing. You have to know your numbers.
Yeah.
You need to know how much you need to list, what profit you need each item to be sold at, and your cost of goods.
Right.
Like, you need to know. I know living in Southern California, I'm paying very high for my thrifting items. I sold a Christian Louis Vuitton red pump shoes at Goodwill. They were $50. That was high for me. Like, I literally almost cried when I got to the cash register.
I bet.
I knew that these would flip for high dollar. I knew it was going to flip.
How much did they flip for?
I listed them on Poshmark for $400. They sold. I got an offer for $250.
Wow.
And took it.
How did you know they were real? That's always my thing, where I'm like, I find them and I'm like, is this real or no? I don't even know these days. I'm like,
I can tell by the feel. You know, they were worn. So, you know, I could just really, you know, I don't know. I just can tell.
Yeah, but you have many years in the game, so you've seen probably many a shoe and purse and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still struggling with that. I look at it and I'm like, I try to go on my instinct, right? Because I'm like, real?
Or you can now do take it to an authentication website. You just take a picture of it and send it to them, and they can verify. I have a Prada purse that I bought for $30 at Goodwill. I think it's fake though.
Is that the green one?
No.
Oh, it was a different
It's a red one. I haven't even listed it.
Oh, because you're just like, you're feeling like this is not
right. Anything you list on Poshmark more than $500, you have to send it in to their authentication website. So I might do that actually.
Let's see. And I think eBay now has authentication. I think I read.
Yeah, for tennis shoes, because they had a lot of fraud.
Oh, okay.
A lot of fraud with
shoes.
Yeah, with tennis shoes. eBay does. Okay. Yeah, and other items. There's like a list, but I know tennis shoes, like Nikes especially.
And I'm like, would I even know if I had fake Nikes? Because I'm like, all these reasons you could get banned, and I'm like, well, I didn't know that they were fake. I'm like, because I knew I wouldn't have posted them, because I don't want to get banned from eBay, right, or anywhere else. But interesting. I don't know.
I know.
But yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think. I feel like we've talked about most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Talked about the benefits and maybe like some tips, if we can say. So tips for if you're working full-time and reselling part-time.
Number one, I would say a big tip, don't give up. It's very easy to quit. It's very easy to get the momentum at first and then get reseller burnout and be like, I just cannot do this. You're not. What I hate seeing, especially on Instagram, or, oh, I made $3,000 in 1 month. Oh, I made $900. And you're making like zero, and you haven't had a sale in like weeks. I've been that reseller. You know, people have to understand that all these other resellers that are posting that, how many times did they not make one sale? Know what I mean?
Right. So comparing yourself does not help you.
Yeah. Stop comparing your business to somebody else's success. You will have those days, and they will come, but you don't know when, but you will have those days. I had no idea that shrinking my closet and getting rid of a lot of stuff would increase my sales by like 2,000%. Wow. You know, I thought by having 900 listings, I was going to get all these sales, and no.
That makes me really think.
The seller that has 1,000 listings from the seller that has 100, the person with 100 listings could be making way more than the person with 1,000 listings, if that makes sense.
The quality of the products, right? What they're actually selling, right? And so I'm like, I keep trying to get my listings up, but in the same sense, I don't want to buy a bunch of items that take forever to sell or won't sell for barely any money. It doesn't make sense, you know? which is why I don't go to the bins. And like, it's amazing though how Nicole State will come home with like 22 bags from the bins. I literally will have 2 bags and maybe like 15 items, but it's because I'm being super picky and making sure that I can meet that profit margin that I want to meet.
Right, right. And where her bins are at is, you know, a better clientele. Like the LA bins in LA, obviously they're you know, they're very good, but I'm not driving an hour away from my house. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot. And really 30 minutes is plenty. So that makes sense. Let's see. Other tips. The timing, I would say,
be consistent.
We all get 24 hours in a day, right? So I think the time blocking really does help. So planning out your day the night before, so you know exactly what you're going to do between, you know, if you have whatever 4 free hours, you know exactly what you're doing between that time in order to meet goals. Whether it's listing or it's doing the photos, you need to know exactly what you're doing. And then I think prioritizing getting your listings up early too. So like today is a great example. I was being random all day, didn't list anything. So when I get off of here, I'm going to have to list something. I'm like, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep and I have to work tomorrow.
What time do you need to be at work tomorrow?
So tomorrow it's later in the afternoon. But the thing is that I'm trying to list every day. So if I'm going to list every day, that's why I do it early in the morning. So one of the first things I do, so it's basically like meditate, yoga, list my 2 or 3 items, and then I go take those photos for the next day. So I'm basically queued up for the next day and I've already listed my items before I even leave the house. So basically those items can sell by the time I get to work if I've actually listed them. So time blocking is a biggie for me.
Wow, that's good.
I can imagine if you have kids, time blocking would probably be, because you're already pretty efficient with your time because you're already having to do everything.
So my goal is to list probably 1,000, get my Poshmark closet back up to 1,000 and my eBay store back up to 1,000. On eBay, I will not be I'm not going to be selling clothes on eBay no more.
Wow. And to think all that time.
Just hard goods. I'm going to be selling like hard goods on eBay.
Wow. I just don't even know where I would put that much hard goods. You know what I mean? So the idea I like, but I'm just like, where in the heezy would I put all those hard goods?
I know.
Because you've got quite a bit of space. And I'm like, I don't know. So that'll be good though. I'll be interested to see how that goes.
So we're going to see how that's going to go. I might do some shoes on eBay, but
not sure. Well, I like
clothing. I got the highest returns of clothing on eBay, which is awful.
Yeah, I've had quite a few returns recently. Horrible, bogus shoe returns.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Girl, I was just like, this chick literally put her 6-year-old shoes in the box. After she wore them as a nurse or whatever, wore the heels completely down, put those in the box, and is walking around Brooklyn, New York in my shoes. But anyways, so I've had a few dress returns, and I'm like, well, I guess that's the nature of the game. Right?
That is,
And I'm like, I don't keep everything that I try on or buy from the store, so why should I expect other people to?
Right.
So I'm trying to think. Other tips, I would say the timing yourself, one, to really get an idea of how fast you actually are at listing things on Poshmark and how fast you photograph, how fast.
And all you need to do to list is a camera. It is your phone.
Is your phone.
You do not need, this is all you need, people. You do not need a light box. You do not need special lighting equipment. You do not need like an all white background like they say. Yes, Google prefers it for eBay and for Poshmark, but you can do color and it still sells. You do. If you go into my Poshmark closet and go all the way to my first listings, they were ghetto as they were horrible.
Mine were too. I was doing them on my beige carpet looking raggedy.
Yes, and it sold.
Yep.
So I think that's another thing, a big misconception. You need all this equipment and you don't.
No, you're right. And it's like with anything else, right? Because just even like doing YouTube and stuff like that, like you have to be perfect at editing. You have to, be perfect on camera and all this stuff. You have to wear makeup and all your, so there's all these little stigmas that are really holding us back from being great. Right? So really just lay the perfection to the side and like just keep moving forward, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of the people, even just like we were talking about, just people that are at the full-time jobs not wanting to venture out into these other streams of income, it's really probably because they're fearful, right? Because it's things that they're unfamiliar with, don't understand, will have to learn day by day, right? Because reselling, you're learning all the time. You know, what sells, how much does it sell for, all of that. So a lot of it's fear. So just really venturing out and just keep going. It's a big thing. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, don't give up. Don't think that you know that you can't do it, because you can.
Yeah, and be patient. Be patient and be kind to yourself, okay? Because because there's going to be
your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get emotionally attached to your items. That's another thing.
That's a big
Let them go. They're not kids.
No, and
if you buy an item, you had it over a year, either donate it or get rid of it, or relist it and take a new picture. Either the picture is bad, check up comps on it, how much is that going for, or get rid of it. That's why I downsize and let go of. This is not selling. You know what I mean? This is not. I got so much emotionally attached to my items. Like, no, this is going to sell for this price. No, it's not going to sell for that price. Let it go.
It would have sold already. Yeah, it would have sold out for 20 more months because you're like, oh, it's going to sell for this. Honey, let that people go. That is so freaking true. Like, I have some older items that are selling right now that I've had for 3 years. There's no reason. I should have either dropped the price to $5 to get rid of it, or donated it.
Or 99-cent auctions.
Say it again.
Or 99-cent auctions.
Yep.
Let it go.
Because it's really not even worth it.
You know, close the coffin on it. It was a bad buy.
Thrifting, girl. I still have clothes from my very first thrifting trip where I had no idea what I was doing. I was just buying stuff with tags on it from Susie's boutique. No one even knows what the heck that is.
And do not buy, do look it up, but 99.9% of LuLaRoe, that's why it's at the thrift store, because it does not sell. Can you sell LuLaRoe on eBay? Yes. Can you sell it on ThreadUp? I quit ThreadUp. Watch the video, people.
And why you liked it for a short time?
I did. For a short time, but they stopped sending me labels because they got mad because I opened up like 30 accounts on ThreadUp, and they got mad. They're haters. They shut down all my 30 accounts. They watch my videos because they hate me. That's all right. I still have.
Thank you for getting my views up on my video.
I scored $30 yesterday on ThreadUp. So ThreadUp, sit down. You know what I mean?
So funny. Oh, Wanda, thank you for joining us. She says so helpful and good to hear from women of color.
Yes, that is why we started this show, LaWanda. Yes,
people want to see people who look like them doing what they're doing.
Because in the reselling world, I don't want to make this like a race issue, but it is a race issue.
There are many people who look like us, just point blank, right? If we're honest, there are not many people who look like us, right? Having candid conversations about different topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because let's just be honest. Being a Black nurse is very different from being a white nurse.
Being a Black pharmacist is different from being Asian or anything else.
Exactly. Or any other race. It's just different. Like, no one can walk in my shoes. No one can walk in your shoes. I've been told, are you the housekeeper? Are you the CNA? I repeatedly have to tell myself, no, I'm the nurse.
Right. They're looking around for who the actual manager is. I'm like, that's me.
Yes.
That's me.
Or especially when I show up to a patient's house, they're like, you don't look like a nurse. And I'm like, well, what do nurses look like?
You don't talk like a pharmacist.
You don't talk like a nurse. Exactly. Exactly. And, with all these people, and it's just not, the world is different. So when I'm driving up to these strangers, homes, and their neighbors are looking at me,
right? They're not used to seeing people.
Like I'm in the wrong neighborhood. No, you're in the wrong neighborhood. Know what I mean? And so, I'm very vocal. I'm very I know my rights, I don't think every police officer is horrible, but I think 9 out of 10 are.
Which is scary.
You know, do I feel comfortable when they pull me over? No. I usually pull over in a gas station, very lit area where there's cameras, and I have my camera.
Start crying. Yeah, I usually want to start crying.
I don't pull over on the side of the road no more. No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit. No.
It gets interesting quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice to start this channel and be like, you know, to really say, okay, you know what, you're gonna see people who look like you too, and you can hopefully relate to, and well, you know, be able to sit on here and talk about different topics, and to be able to talk about,
because we have to work 10 times harder than anybody else.
Yeah,
we just do. That's just
I've
always been used to that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many degrees we have, we're nothing compared to, you know what I mean? We just, you know, so. Yeah,
I'm sure this has to be different too, because like we're like healthcare workers, and you know, and then both entrepreneurs too. So it's just, it's different.
Yeah, I think the pandemic has really honed in on me that we're just a number at the job. They do not care. There's no feelings. You're not a valuable employee. HR is not your friend.
No.
And in healthcare, the only person that they really value are the physicians, because they bring in all the money.
Yeah.
Physicians make money for the hospital. They don't. We as pharmacists, nurses, radiologists, housekeeping, all the other jobs, we cost the hospital money. We're not
benefits. They have to.
We are. Doesn't matter what job, whether you're in the medical field, whether you're working at a retail store, whatever career you have, you are irreplaceable. You are not valuable. You're not an asset. You're not like. You're just not.
Even though
you can find a new person tomorrow. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and so if that company shuts down, what are you going to do?
Right. Which is where these streams of income come in, right?
Multiple streams of income.
Because everybody's just walking around like this. They're hoping that they don't come in and they say, hey, you know, you no longer work here.
Right. They're also thinking about what someone also brought up in the financial part is when the baby boomers retire and pass away, they're going to be leaving all of their assets or $1 million homes to it's millennials like us. So a lot of millennials will now be millionaires.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So
that's true.
That is also going to be coming around soon, and a lot of millennials will be having to pay a lot of taxes. Yeah. So the economy and federal government is going to boom.
They're going to have to find different ways, right, to have tax shelters and ways to basically put aside money where they're like, okay, I got an LLC, I have a business for this, so I am able to set this percentage aside.
A lot of millennials will not be working 9-to-5 career jobs.
No.
A lot of people that went to work from home never went back.
They said they call that the Great Resignation.
Exactly. They never went back to work, or they got laid off. There are a lot of people in the pandemic that got laid off, never had a plan B, had to figure it out, had to do a crash course, and jumped online. The highest number of people that started YouTube channels like myself was in the pandemic.
And started businesses, they said. They said the applications to do like LLCs and start businesses was booming because people were like, so I could have more balance and actually see my family, not spend 2 hours driving to and from work with people that I don't really like anyways.
I
don't want to talk to at the water cooler anyways. And I could actually still make an income and provide. And you're like, why wouldn't you choose that over, you know, because it really has you thinking, like you said, what do I actually value and what is really important to me? And if you can do it from home with being with your family, why wouldn't you choose to do that?
And obviously nursing, you can't really do nursing from home unless you're like talking on the phone or you have like an office job like that. Like I found, but if you're a hands-on bedside nurse, you can't do that like from home. So, you know, I mean, I quit my job and stayed home as a nurse because everything around the pandemic was a bunch of bullshit. Like you can wear your mask for more than 2 weeks. That's a lie, you know. And I just got my Wholesale Ninja box like 2 weeks before the pandemic started. I just listed like 700 items on eBay. So, and the first 2 weeks after the pandemic started, I made $3,000 in 2 weeks. Highest ever on eBay in my life. Because people were buying toothpaste, deodorant.
And really scared. So they were like scared by it.
People were hoarding items. And then it was hard to get stuff to list. Remember, I don't know if you were on eBay, but during the pandemic, eBay was like free listings because all of the listings on eBay crashed.
I think I
started to go down.
Yeah.
You know, because as a reseller during the pandemic, you had to be very like, where were you getting your items to sell? All the stores were closed.
Yeah. Which is why I remember we started talking about getting the merchandise shipped to you.
Yeah. That's where wholesale comes in. But even the wholesale were not.
They were like backed up and not having enough products.
Because all the stores were.
Yeah.
All the stores were full of merchandise sitting. And so usually to get wholesale is when the stores liquidate. And hey, this is not selling. So they sell pallets of clothing to liquidators, and then liquidators resell it out to it's the public. That's how that goes.
Right.
Well, during the pandemic, there was merchandise in the store sitting. They're not going to liquidate that. I mean, why would Nordstrom Rack go in and sell all their merchandise to a liquidation during the pandemic? That's not a smart business move. You want to open up your stores and sell that.
Ideally, right? Because you want people to come in and buy things.
Exactly.
But they couldn't. We couldn't go anywhere.
We couldn't.
No. Let's see. Luanda said her husband was laid off during COVID. I'm sorry to hear that, Luanda. He started his business before he knew that he was going to be laid off. What's his business, if we can ask?
Yeah. Is he doing well in it too?
Yeah.
And most businesses online are doing pretty well right now. They're flourishing. And also, I think the biggest thing, I know you don't like to talk about it, but politics, because I have a video on that. Because I don't believe that if Trump was still in office, I don't believe businesses would be flourishing. I just don't. You know, whoever is in politics in a certain amount of that affects your business, because if the person that's running the country is doing a shitty job, then your business, people won't have money to go out and buy, if that makes sense. If unemployment's high, if people are on people are not working, they have no savings, how are they going to go on Poshmark and eBay and buy from you?
Right. Like
they're just not.
Statistics don't make sense, right?
Yeah. Right now, unemployment is at its lowest. Right now, sales are doing. You know, everybody's saying, "Oh my God, it's summer slowdown." I don't have summer slowdown. Shit.
It's not too bad, and I'm like,
it's not too bad.
Up and fall. I'm like, yeah, let's get it.
But if you look at your numbers from this month last year, it's horrible.
I'm trying to. Wow.
If you compare it.
Well, for me, I wasn't really I just got serious October of last year. So it'd be difficult. Yeah.
So like if you now track like your numbers, you'll see it. You'll see how the politics affect your online business.
So November-ish,
because Biden has really helped this country with jobs, and he has lowered unemployment. He's doing stimulus check because he's putting money in people's pocket to go buy. I mean, the Best Buy down my street sold out of laptops and computers within 2 days of people getting their stimulus checks. So, I think he froze. Did he freeze? Yeah, I think she froze. Oh, wow.
Okay, as long as you can still hear me. Oh, there you go. But no, it makes sense though too, right? Because a laptop means that you can work from home, means that you're starting a business using your laptop. It opens things up for you, for sure.
Yeah, and then my Governor Newsom of California, he's doing stimulus checks for Californians. So that's coming too. We're getting on top of that. Biden's also doing that tax credit for every child up to $3,000. The more money you put into the middle class, the more money you put into people's hands, people go out and spend, because that's how the economy works.
Right.
The more, when you have more money, people buy things, consumer goods, it goes right back into the economy. Right. So if we don't have a good flow of that, it's going to affect your business. You won't make any sale. It doesn't matter what you list.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the comps say. Doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no money, they
that also
have money to buy.
Exactly. That's why I am so involved and want to be aware of politics, aware of who's running the country, aware of their policies and procedures, because that does affect my daily business and my job. Also.
Yeah, it's true.
If people don't have money in their pockets, they're not going to buy.
It's true.
Audio and visual technician. Oh, wow.
Contracts and commercial business.
Oh, wow. That's a good business.
That's cool. Because, everybody's like, hey, I need you to come in, mount these for me. Like, no one wants to do it, but they want to call somebody in for it, for sure.
Yes. I definitely want to get more cameras on the outside of my house. Being on social media, you get all the crazy nuts.
Yeah. I have any cameras on the outside of my house, too. But commercial and school districts and residential areas. That's awesome. But
I was thinking to come and see you, too, but now that the numbers went down. And you live in Texas. Oof.
I know. You don't want to come here, girl. Okay.
But you can come to California. We're low.
Sure, good.
We are low. Hollywood.
I would need you to give me a few months because all that circulating air on the plane. I'm like, maybe I should drive. It might take me a long time.
Driving would be a lot. That's not safe for you, like by yourself.
By myself, that would be too long. That's for sure.
And then I was thinking that we could both meet in like Las Vegas, like that's be like our midpoint. But Vegas their numbers are freaking horrible.
I haven't even looked to see what Vegas are, but it would be fine to find some area in the middle.
Oh, LaWanda is also in Texas.
Oh, you're in Texas too. I'm in Houston. Where are you, LaWanda?
Houston, Texas. You were telling me that there's cowboys.
Girl, black cowboys.
I've never seen. I cannot wait to go to Texas and see.
The other day, I saw a black woman on a horse at a gas station. I was like, "Huh."
You mean to ride a horse?
Yes, she was just chilling at the gas station. I was looking like, that is very.
What is she doing? Pumping gas in her horse?
I have no idea what she was doing. She was literally at the gas station sitting there. I don't know if she needed a bag of Fritos. I don't even know.
Oh, she's in Dallas.
Oh, you're in Dallas. Okay, cool.
Is Houston big?
Oh yeah, Houston's big. What is it? Like maybe the third largest city, I think. Oh. Yeah. Wow. She's laughing. But I think, and I've seen all kinds of black men cowboys on horses. Really? But that was the first time I've ever seen a woman on a horse. I was like, huh.
I mean, I've never seen a cowboy in my life over here in California.
And I told you I almost drove my car into the median when I saw the first one, and he was literally galloping down the street, and I was thinking, what the?
Do you still have that stalker at the bins?
He was there the other day, actually. But girl, I told you I lied to him and told him that I had that my ex-boo came back. I said, oh, you know what, as I scratched my neck, my ex-boo came back. He said, oh, he's back. I said, He was like, well, if y'all don't work out, you know what my number is. And I'm like, I don't even remember your name, but yeah.
Crazy.
I know it.
All right. Well, we're hitting an hour, so we're going to end this. But it was very nice. Thank you for joining us, LaWanda.
We appreciate it so much.
We're trying to do this more on a more consistent basis. But every time we do it, it's so much fun. I just love it.
It is. I know. I really enjoy it too.
I love it. I love it. It's my passion. Yes. So, all right. Thank you, LaWanda. And we will talk to you guys later. We have 5 people that are watching. So thank you for watching. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.